Hello everybody, this is Pastor David. It is Wednesday, a beautiful Wednesday. It's summertime. I think you probably noticed that it's warming up a bit, but that's okay. It is the season for that, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But I want to update you on a couple things. We are almost into June. We have one more Sunday this month, the 30th, and this Sunday we will talk about Memorial Day. We'll have some special things this Sunday. Might even be a little emotional as we honor those who have lost their lives in the service of our country for our freedom. Our theme Sunday is going to be freedom. We'll talk a lot about that and the importance of that and biblically why that's important. But anyway, Sunday will be a great day. I hope you can come. Monday night, great night at Ignite. We have once a month, we have an Ignite leadership training, which we try to inspire and motivate our workers to work toward excellence for the gospel, for Jesus. A couple things coming up in June. We have VBS, Vacation Bible School, is in June. If you've not heard, you need to get your kids here, 6 to 8, the 9th, 10th, and 11th. That'll be a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Vacation Bible School. If you would like to help, you can see my wife Mary or Stephanie or Lee and see if you want to be involved with VBS. It's going to be a great time. Our theme is the Rocky Railway, and it's going to be choo-choo trains and choo-choo whistles and all that, so get your kids ready. It's going to be a great time. And then also in June, we have kind of an old school event. We're going to go back a little bit. We're going to go back Father's Day weekend, Saturday the 19th. We're going to have a family fun day back out at the barn at the Rice's farm where all this started 6 years ago. And we're going to go back and just have a day of fishing and food and maybe some homemade ice cream and some shooting and just a good old-fashioned day for our families. Saturday, June 19th. It's going to be a wonderful time. I want to talk to you today. I got word this morning that our friend Tom Barnhart, who's been in our church since we were at the barn, passed away. He got his promotion to heaven. Tom and Sue have been faithful and loyal to our church since the beginning, and just had that on my mind. And I know you have too if you know Tom and Sue. I've been thinking about that, thinking about Memorial Day coming up and some of the things we're going to do Sunday, and kind of working through some emotions as we talk about people like that. And my mind went to this passage, Ecclesiastes 3. We talk a lot about the seasons of life. And, sometimes in life things are good. Sometimes things are hard. Sometimes we don't have a job. Sometimes the finances are tough. Sometimes we can't get gas. Sometimes we have to wear masks. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes the sun shines. So God's economy is made up of seasons. And so this one today has been kind of an emotional season for us. But let me read this. Ecclesiastes 3, you've heard this before. Just where my mind went yesterday and today. To everything there is a season. This is the way God has made life on earth, creation. And this is from the writer of Proverbs. Ecclesiastes, a very wise writer. And he's making an observation about life. And he says everything in life has a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born. A time of life. A time where we see little babies. My second grandbaby is due any minute. Might be today. That's an exciting time. And there's also a time to die, verse 2 says. A time to live and a time to die. Do you know that death is a part of life? And that's a season. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill. Did you know there was a time to kill? There are instances in the scriptures where there is a time to kill and a time to heal. A time of restoration, a time of healing. Sometimes our families or individuals, sometimes our country needs to go through a time of healing. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. There's, you know what? It's okay to cry. It's okay. It's okay when the tears come. It's okay because there's a time for that. There's a season. There's also a time to laugh. Now, you need to be careful to not get those mixed up, because when you're with someone who is in one of those seasons, be careful that you are appropriate in that time, in that season of the people that you are around. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and hurt with others. And a time to dance. There's a time to dance. Dance with joy, as the psalmist did. There's a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. There's a time to tear down, a time to build. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. So be sensitive to other people and what they're going through. There's a time to get and a time to lose. There's a time to win and a time to lose. And see, I don't like the losing time. I like the winning time. I like the time where we get. It's hard to lose things. And there's a time to keep and a time to cast away. There is a time to rend and a time to sow. A time to tear and a time to sow and mend. There's a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Important that we know when it's time to be quiet. There's a time that it's just best just to be quiet. And then there's a time to talk. The time when you can offer encouragement and words to other people. There's a time to love and a time to hate. Did you know that? There's a time to hate. We are to love truth and hate lies and dishonesty. And there's a time to love character and integrity. There's a time to hate sin and wickedness and lies. There's a time of war and a time of peace. Do you know that there are many wars in this Bible? There's a time to fight for what we believe in. This Sunday I'm going to talk about freedom and Memorial Day. And there's a time for war. There's a time for our country to go to war. I know a lot of people are real anti-war. Well, there's a time. We wouldn't have the freedom we have today were it not for war in our past, in our history. And there's a time of peace. Maybe you need to make peace with somebody today. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail, the writer says, I have seen the pain of life, which God hath given the sons of men to be exercised in it. There's a couple things about life. Let me ask you, what season are you in right now? Are you in a good season, a happy season, a sad season, a recovering season, a tearing down season, a building up? Well, here's the thing. Don't be a prisoner to any one season, because it won't last. The bad season won't last. The winter was cold and dark. It passes, and the sun comes out in the spring, and the rain falls, and the flowers bloom, and summer comes. Do not be a prisoner to one season. Learn to move on from one season to the next. Learn to navigate the seasons. Make good choices during seasons. Careful about making choices and decisions in a bad season. Turn to God. Don't turn away from God. And then manage your emotions. Joy, sorrow, pain, loneliness, death, life. Ups, downs, highs, lows. Learn to manage your emotions. We will miss Mr. Tom. We will pray for Miss Sue and their family. He was a part of our family. But he's good. He's whole. He's with Jesus. And we're glad for that. We will deal with that season of sadness and sorrow, and we'll pass on to the next season God has for us. I hope I'll see you this Sunday. It's going to be a great day. I want you to know we love you. We're praying for you, and thanks for joining us today.